Hey guys, welcome into another edition of Buckeye Chalk Talk. I'm Andrew Moses here for cleveland.com. Today we're breaking down Joey Bosa's sack of Rutgers quarterback Gary Nova late in the first half of Ohio State's big win over Rutgers last Saturday down in the Horseshoe. Now, while we've talked a lot about the offense so far on the show, doesn't mean we have not been paying attention to Ohio State's defense. And today we're talking about two of the best players who have proven themselves to be the best players so far this season, both defensive linemen, Joey Bosa and Michael Bennett. And I think this play shows how effective they are when they're lined up next to each other. So as you look down here at the formation, you got a pretty basic look. Ohio State on the defense here with Bosa and Bennett here in red at defensive tackle, defensive end. You got Ohio State's 4-3 look, a 4-2 box here with the two linebackers, and their cover 4 look in the secondary. Rutgers is in a formation they've shown a lot. A spread team. Nova had a lot of success so far this year throwing the ball. You got a spread formation. So here we're at the end of the first half. It's a 2nd and 5. Rutgers is driving, trying to get a late touchdown or at least a field goal to try to narrow the big gap Ohio State had built in the first half. So in this clear passing situation, Ohio State definitely being conservative. Not really a prevent defense, but they're making sure all 4 of their defensive backs are pretty far off the line, and their linebackers are going to be deep enough that they can help in pass coverage. So what that leaves you is Ohio State's probably only going to rush their 4 defensive linemen. That doesn't mean, though, you can't be aggressive with just those 4 guys. And one way you can be aggressive with defensive linemen and sort of change things up, throw a wrench to the offense, is by running twists and stunts. So the stunt we have here is what's called a TE stunt. Now, if you're Rutgers, what happens a lot in these passing situations with the ball on the hash, you're going to have your center kick to the wide side of the field. You're going to have him be over there in case there's any blitz coming from the field, which Ohio State does tend to do. They like to run their blitzes either up the middle or usually from the strength from the wide side of the field. So Rutgers, they have all their guys go out for, the eligible receivers go out for the pass. The running back here sort of waits a second and then he releases as well. So as we get all these offensive players out of the line of scrimmage here, the running back here waited for a blitz coming from the boundary, nothing came. So it's just these 5 offensive linemen. And so with the center favoring the wide side of the field and the tackle and guard here kicking as well to the left, you've got a situation where Rutgers' right guard and right tackle are on an island with Ohio State's 2 best defensive linemen, Michael Bennett here at defensive tackle and Joey Bosa here at defensive end. So this is a situation where you know you're only going to have 5 or 6 blockers in pass protection. They're going to be in man protection up front. This is ripe for a lot of stunts and twists. So as we see here, Ohio State runs the TEs, where in that situation, focusing on Bennett here, he's trying to get up the field pressure initially. A lot of people talk about these stunts as maybe, well, the inside defensive tackle is just trying to pick off the offensive tackle. That's not necessarily the case. If he's able to get quick up the field pressure immediately in the quarterback's face, inside pressure on a quarterback right away is the worst nightmare. A lot of times they just have to eat it. So here, when he doesn't get initial pressure, Rutgers guard did a nice job of getting his hands on and deflecting. He's then coming outside and replacing responsibilities with a defensive end. So when you have the Rutgers right guard set hard here and the tackle set out, after they have to pay so much attention to Bennett, knowing how physical and how athletic he is inside, it's ripe for Joey Bosa and his athletic ability and his strength to be able to show a quick up the field rush initially and then to loop back inside and make a play. Rutgers guard did a nice job of deflecting Bennett, but when you got a guy as fast and as athletic and powerful as Bosa, these twists are really effective, especially when you got a guy you're so worried about inside trying to pass protect. So although Ohio State hasn't blitzed a lot this year, using these types of stunts throughout the course of this first half of the season has been really effective in their pass rush. And with a lot of pass-heavy teams coming up, especially Penn State and Michigan State, I'd expect them to try to use these stunts up front and allow their guys to drop 7 in the coverage and help them shut down the opposing team's passing attack. So we'll be back next week to discuss the Penn State game. I'm Andrew Moses here for cleveland.com. Enjoy your football weekend.